I'm gonna call this another tier 4. It was never a huge... yeah, it is. Alright, tell you what. I'm gonna drop Pharaoh and drop the engine. Add another ton of LBX. Keep the SRM4 where it's at. So you're gonna be going the same speed as the Stormcrow, I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't think that losing an SRM4, which is like... Honestly, the SRM4s are probably going to be doing just as much damage as the LBX, so I don't want to sacrifice that. So we're going to roll with 3.5 tons of ammo going to 107 kph. Alright, that's fine. Yenlo Wang, this is definitely going to be a tier 3. AC-20 range, AC-20 cooldown, AC-20 velocity. That's quite a mix. This is like almost as good AC-20 perks as the Hunchback, which is the next one! So yeah. Yenlo Wang. I do not think there's any need to modify the Yenlo Wang's build at all in any way. Now if I could only find it. Seriously, I got like a mental issue, man. I can't find the fucking mech even though I've done this 1,000 times. Probably literally at this point. I've probably literally done this 1,000 times. AC-20, AC-20, AC-20. Max armor. Left arm 0. Head down by 2. I think you guys might be noticing a pattern with my 50-tonner fits. And there you go. That AC-20 is going to be crazy! Oh, hey, Darv. I'm taking a look at Darv's build. Yeah, I don't like the 1 SRM4. I think that running only one of any missile, honestly, is just a waste. I might be just completely biased, I might be completely wrong, I might be a complete closed-minded idiot, but it doesn't feel good to me. I avoid it at all costs. I did it on the Spider because it's a fucking Anansi, it's a fucking stupid little piece of shit, but I don't know. If I can run 2 SRM4s, you better believe I'm running 2 SRM4s. Alright, so that's the Yenlo Wang. Absolutely nothing has changed, but it just got better because of the quirks. I'm putting it in tier 3 because... Oops, nope, did not mean to do that. Putting it in tier 3 because it's not as good as EAH, just as in Hunchback 4G on the other hand. Let's take a look at that. That is going to get AC-20 cooldown 25%, AC-20 range 25%, AC-20 velocity 25%, and then some energy stuff, whatever, who cares. Additional armor and structure on the RT, adding up to a total of 30! What? This, I think, is what puts it ahead of the Yenlo Wang. Otherwise, I would probably take the Wang, but 30! 30! God damn, dude! Damn! Alright, let's see what we can do. I'm gonna add 4 tons. I usually only go for 3 tons for an AC-20. I'm adding 4 tons for this bitch. And, alright, that looks like a decent enough spread. Alright, double endo, Pharaoh, max armor. Do we even want all our lasers? I mean, we get a bit of heat generation and range down perks. But yeah, Salama, I think some of them might. In general, I have a tough time. I guess I'm really conservative with my ammo. I have a tough time running out of it. So I'm building these basically for me. So I don't know what the ammo situation is going to be. Maybe some people are going to need 5 tons in the Hunchback. Maybe I'm going to need 5 tons in the Hunchback, but I don't think so. I'm dropping the right arm The right arm is the shit arm, in my opinion. Because if you are going to get something blown off, it's going to be your right torso, not your left torso, even if you're trying to shield with your left torso. Despite that extra perk over here. Don't think you need an extra heatsink. I think you might want an extra half a ton of ammo. Excuse me. An extra half ton of ammo right there. Alright. I like that. I like that a lot. Yeah, I like that very much. Dropping this way down to 6. And the front armor is going to be at 60. 60. That's crazy. It's like an 85 tonner's front armor. Alright, center torso. Leave it 12 because you're going to get people shooting at your back plenty. You're down to 10. I just dropped the right torso's rear down a lot because everyone's going to be shooting you in the front rear torso or front right torso. I'm going to do that, and I'm going to put that into tier 2. I do honestly think that the AH is going to be better than the 4G, even though its AC-20 quirks are worse, just because of those SRM4s. I'm not 100% sure about that, but I think that's the case. I do. Next up, the Hunchback 4H. It's got the same RT quirks. AC-10. Ooh, hello. There's a really useful weapon. All right, let's try it out. Medium Hunchback 4H. Alright, let's see what this thing can do. AC-10, and I'm gonna load it up with 5 medium lasers. Actually considering bringing an XL, but no, I'm not gonna do that. That would be a bit too silly. Does it have a cooldown? Yeah, it does. Alright, I'll add 3 tons. I usually do 2.5, but I'll do 3.
Extraction. Sensors indicate friendly dropship has entered atmosphere. 1 minute.
Alright, let's see what that looks like. That is hot. That is very, very hot. Oh boy. I think I'm going to drop the right arm again. I don't think it's worth it. I think 4 medium lasers is enough. And then that means we can add a double heatsink. And a half ton of ammo. Maybe not a half ton of ammo, let me see. Yeah, a half ton of ammo. That looks good to me. That looks like it'll be plenty of ammo. Sorry, I put the heatsink in the wrong place. There, you get some crit pad stuff with it. I think that'll be good. I'll put it at 8 because it's not as big of a threat. I like this. I like this a lot. Actually, no, I don't like this a lot. I think that this is a bit underwhelming. I think the 4G is directly superior because it gets the AC-20. And honestly, you could put an AC-20 perk on the 4, or an AC-20 on the 4H, but it doesn't get nearly as good perks. So I think it's just going to be straight up better on the 4G, so you might as well play to the 4H's strengths, which is the AC-10. I think it's better with the AC-10 too, honestly. I think the perks make it better for the AC-10 than the AC-20. So that's going to be tier 4. I can't put it even in tier 3. Hunchback 4J. Yeah, the 1N, that is going to need a lot of ammo. I'm thinking about just doing ballistics and ammo for that thing. But alright, 4J, Hunchback 4J. What do we got? What are our perks like? Lerms! Oh my god, I'm gonna have to build a Lerm mech. I'm sorry. I'm on it, but It's got ER large perks too, so I think I'm gonna have to get long range. I think long range is the best bet with this mech, I guess. Whatever. Alright, so the ER large does get one a high mount, so I'm gonna put that in the right torso too. I think I could only afford to put one in there though. Am I gonna have to run an XL in this thing? I think this is going to be an XL mech. Alright, I'm gonna justify it by saying, okay, it is purely fire support, it's gonna be sitting in the back, it's not going to get shot at. Fingers crossed. I'm not gonna put anything in the arms. It does need an extra bit of alarm ammo though. I'm gonna put that in the left torso. That should be enough. XL 255. Go ER large laser. My, I love shark people. You're starting to speak to me. But the lure cooldown is 50%. That is... I don't think I can afford to avoid that. That is a really crazy perk. 50% cooldown. I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to. Like it works best with the Learn 10s. I have to do it with the Learn 10s. As much as I might hate it, I cannot. I'm trying to make the best builds, and that's the best build. Aww. Poor GMan. Yeah, kinetics. Oh my god. This is gonna be brutal. The people are gonna take this and they're gonna sit way back and they're not even gonna bother with the ER large laser. I might as well have just made a build with 2 LRM 10s and that's it. 25% general cooldown, but an extra 25% for Learn 10s, which are incredibly efficient learns, by the way. They get a good spread with Artemis, they get high DPS with the cooldown. It's gonna be Learn 10s. I'm sorry guys, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to myself too, because I just built a Learn mech, and I feel terrible about it. But if it makes any of us feel any better, I am putting it in tier 4. It makes me feel a little better, I gotta say. Hunchback 4P. This has always been the best Hunchback. Well, maybe not always, but for like the last couple of years. Nice, it gets the armor and RT perks. Medium laser cooldown. I don't think it's gonna change at all. I think the build's gonna stay exactly the same. Here, I'll show you the one I use. Where is it? Hunchback 4P. Better. What I do, not a lot of people do this. I use the 6 medium lasers in the torso and the head. That's pretty standard. Some people fill up that right torso. I like to leave one empty because of heat reasons and ghost heat and crap. But I put 2 medium pulse lasers, one in each arm, because that does not get hit by ghost heat, and those little, like, tiny little lights skirting around your feet fucking punishes them really hard. So I'm gonna put that in there for sure. Tier 2? Is it tier 2? I'm gonna put tier 2 for now. I reserve the right to move it later after I've finished the tier list. Oops, I just accidentally replaced the PGI. Alright, next up, the 4SP. Now this is the gay... Oh man, the old small pulse 4P with like an XL400. Yeah, that was goddamn fun. Alright, 4SP next, Hunchback. Why did I go there? Additional armor, both sides. Additional structure, both sides. I like that a lot. SRM6 cooldown, SRM6 range, medium laser duration, and heat generation. Sounds like that build isn't changing either. I'm gonna rebuild it though because I don't know exactly what the hell I have on the other one. I think I might have SRM4s. SRM6, medium laser. I might only run 3 medium lasers. I remember running 5 of them was a bit too hot, and running 4 means you lose the head laser. I think I'm just gonna run 3. Does it have a cooldown? Yeah, it does. I'll add 4 tons. I'll add 3.5 tons of ammo for the SRM6s. Alright. Ooh, maybe we will have some extra tonnage after all. Nope, actually it fits perfectly with 275. Now that's something that doesn't happen very often. Oh, would you look at that thing? This isn't even counting the quirks and already looks pretty sexy to me. Ooh, yeah, that's the stuff right there. Come to daddy. I want to try this baby out. Saving that shit. And link it. Oops, sorry. I'm putting that tier 2. No. I've changed my mind about the 4 P2. I'm putting them both tier 3. Hunchback Gridiron, oh my god. I haven't decided yet. 20 bucks says it's gonna be 4 or 5. What does it got? What does it got? Medium pulse, that's a point in the right direction. UEC, that's not a point in the right direction. And absolutely nothing for the missiles, which is what makes it unique, because it mixes ballistics and missiles. And for some reason, it has a fucking... Sorry, I just got a little upset there. I'm gonna put on it my old 4G build. Sorry, kinetics. This is my old 4G build that I used to run. It's just 2 UEC5s. And this thing gets UEC5 cooldown and UEC5 velocity. Now, it's not a great build, but I remember tearing people up in this thing. It's slow. It has like no alpha strike to speak of, but its DPS is off the chain. Let's see what we get out of that. Left arm 0. 14 tons, we had a heatsink that's 13, we need to add another one. And we get a standard 200, so we can add an extra half a ton of ammo. And I'm going to move that up too. Alright, that looks good to me. With those perks, it's going to be putting out some serious DPS. Still is going to be a pretty shit mech though. I might put it in tier 3. I'll more likely put it in tier 4. I just gotta look at the tier list again first. Yeah, I mean, if I really wish it was XL possible. What I used to do though, kinetics, is run the Yenlo Wang with the 2 UEC5s and an XL, and that was some serious fun. But the mount wasn't as high. This thing, you can peek just like teeny bit over that hill with your right torso, and you can just boom, 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 boom. Use that extra cooldown and velocity and just really lay into them. High DPS. Fucking slow as hell. Now, since it is directly superior to the BJ1 DC, I think I am going to put it in tier 3. Yeah, I think that's probably the wise choice. Hold on, I did XL the J, yes, Aquila. I still feel like about that, but I did anyways. Hold on, I need a drink. Yeah, this spreadsheet is linked to in my tier lists, but here, I'll copy the link and put it in chat now. And it does get Gauss stock, but honestly, I would rather have UX than a Gauss in this thing. It fucking just blows up. Alright, moving on. Treb 3 Charlie. What does this bad boy get? Lorem 15. Oh, another freaking Lorem. Why you do this, PGI? I mean, at least in this case, it does make sense to bring Lorms on a Treb 3C, because it doesn't have jump jets. All it has is speed, and not really that much of it when you start putting weapons on it. Alright. 3C. Treb 3C. Alright, 2 LRM-15s with Artemis. Gonna put a tag. Where's my tag? Why was the utilities unchecked? Alright, there's my tag. Second, I thought Smurfy messed that up again. Sorry, shark people. Alright, max that armor. I'll put an XL in, probably. Oh, definitely. I need a lot of ammo for this because of that cooldown. That's even probably not enough ammo. Fuck backup. I'll put 1 medium laser in the CT. 1 medium laser. But screw backup weapons. This thing is going slow. It is boating some serious Lurm firepower. XL 225. Wow, that is just awful. But that DPS on those Lurms is going to be ridiculous. Alright, I'm glad that Smurfy's working on adding quirks. You won't... I mean, these builds that I make, they're all going to be available in that spreadsheet I linked in chat. And also, if you read my tier list, the spreadsheet is linked in every single one of those. And I'll be putting up another website soon, which will have the spreadsheet prominently displayed. And you can look through all those. The Smurfy links, they'll still be there. And you can look back at them when he updates this crap. Sorry, I did not mean crap in a pejorative manner. I just meant it like I love this, or I love Smurfy so much. Pejorative, you get tier 4, fuck off. 5J, they gave it medium laser quirks. This is just the Vindicator 1 Romeo. They gave it medium laser quirks when it should have gotten medium pulse quirks. Alright. Anyways, at least I know what to do with this. I am breaking my cardinal rule of never use a single missile hardpoint. Or am I? Hold on. Wait for it. 2 large lasers. What does this look like? This might be interesting. Ooh, that's a lot of heat sinks I can put in. And it can go fast. Oh my god. This could be interesting. Ladies and gentlemen, I am dropping a heatsink. Oh, do I wanna... Let's see, does it get heat dissipation quirks? Get some, but they're not much. Oh, actually 20% on the mediums. That's not bad. Maybe I can just standard engine it? It's not a terrible idea. I could have a 270. It's not as many heatsinks as I would get with an XL, but it does still go 96. It's still going to be pretty good. Shield with that right side. I like this. Bear, I will add it to the tier list pug section, probably, but I don't have one, so I'd have to like play on a friend's account or something to try it out. I'll probably add it in anyways. I'll put it in the comp section when it's C-Bill released, but I don't think it'll be comp anyways. And this stream I'm doing right now is just for the Mexica quirk, so it's IS only. Yeah, I just did a Timberwolf. I thought the Timberwolf was being released for C-Bills today. I just put out a master mech guide for it. I guess not. I guess it's just MC today. I don't know. Got some wires mixed up there, but it'll still be there when it's released for C-Bills, so people can still check that out. Alright, so I think this is the build to go for. It's got a decent alpha, decent range on the weapons, decent cooling efficiency. It's just overall really decent. You might be able to tell from my tone of voice that I'm not terribly excited about it. Alright, Trebuchet 5N. Something tells me I'm gonna hate this one. LRM 15 cooldown. Yeah! Fuck you. Energy weapon range. 5N. Let's take a look at it. Alright. Like this mech is just worse than the 3C. Like really, it moves the CT hardpoint energy to the right arm, and in return, it gets a teeny tiny engine. This is without a doubt the worst Trebuchet. Do not buy this Trebuchet. Don't do it. This is a bad idea. Don't do it. I'm gonna make a build for it anyways, but don't do that. Don't do it. All right. I think the build's just going to be a carbon copy of the other one. I'll do this one without Artemis, so you get a good idea of what the difference is between having Artemis and not having Artemis. A big reason to have Artemis is that it speeds up your lock-on time. Oh, excuse me. Speeds up your lock-on time. It makes your missiles converge better so that they hit in a more concentrated ball. I think that's enough flare ammo. And it generally just... it's really nice. I think the speeding up lock-on time is the best part of it, because that way you'll be more likely for your lerms to hit them before they get behind cover. This mech doesn't even have jump jets. It's slow, it doesn't have jump jets. Worst fucking treb. Worst fucking treb. Yeah. If you check my tier lists and on Mercstar, if you just go there and go down through articles to the MWO tier list, there's in the Pug section, there's a Brawlhawk that I think is the optimized version of the build. Alright, back to the Trebuchet 5N. This thing is a piece of shit. Don't get it. Seriously. Terrible. We're gonna need an XL. 1440. I'm gonna make it slow. And I can afford to put in another ton of ammo. Half ton of ammo. I think that's pretty optimal as far as a non-Artemis Lerm build for this thing. It's really slow. Like, really slow. It's going to keep up with your direwolves, sure, but it's not going to be doing any tricky maneuvers or anything. This is just a Lerm boat. He's sitting back and Lerming. He's got those 3 medium lasers for backup, but they are not going to help him all that much against even a light mech. So yeah, that's pretty much it. It's the worst Treb. Considering tier 5, but I'd rather have it than a Vindicator. So I'm gonna put it in tier 4. Really, tier 5 is Vindicators and like the worst cicadas. It's pretty sad. No, I'll put it there. Next up is the 7K. 7K has for a long time been heralded as the best Treb due to its ability to mount AC-20 and 2 medium lasers. Let's see what perks it gets. Oh, AC-5 cooldown and PPC. Thanks, PGI. Alright. Well, at least you can still do a half-decent build with those weapons. And I think that those perks do make it better than the AC-20 version. Particularly for Pugs, because it is rather difficult to get into AC-20 range in Pugs without just being bored out of your mind for the first 5 minutes. So this gives you the opportunity to blah blah blah. I just lost the ability to speak for a second. It happens a lot with me. This gives you the ability to poke at them at range before you have to close. Is that an AC-5 cooldown quirk? Yes, it is. So you're going to need at least 5 tons if you want to keep running this build. Let's see how much... Oh, it's going to be slow. I ran this during the last tournament for a little bit until I got just so frustrated with the speed. It was slightly different than this, but it was the same general principle. Nine tiles left. I'm gonna drop a heatsink, get a 225 in there, and that looks pretty nice. Like it's got solid DPS, and those AC5s are gonna be a real pain in the ass with those perks. I think this is your best bet. This is it. I like it. Well, I don't like it, but it's good enough, you know? I'd say tier 3, probably, because it actually kind of fits into the meta, which a lot of these other mechs don't. It doesn't fit in great, but it's in there. And now the 7M, which I believe at the moment... What ad posts on Mercstar? Oh, there's a spamming bot going on. I'm a staff member, which gives me certain mod powers, but I don't think I have the ability to ban the guys doing it. Brought it up with Deadfire, but I think he was AFK. So if you wanna... I don't know. I'm gonna talk to someone else about it. It's just spam, ignore that crap. 7k kinetics, I actually consider it to be better than the Unlow Wing because your torso twist is huge, you get to strip the arms, and it has really good shielding. Alright, on to the Trev 7M. Medium. Trebuchet. I don't know how I get lost every single time I do that. Alright, recently, well not recently, it was a couple months ago, they opened it up so that all of the missile hardpoints get as many tubes as you want in them. It used to be there was a narc tube in that left torso, so your only option was streaks. But since they did that, I have liked running my triple SRM6 build. And then you can pair that up with some medium lasers. Gets hot, definitely gets hot. You need to use an XL too. No question about that. It's good, it's very good. So let's put some heat sinks on it, because it does get hot, like I said. 2 more. 1, 2. Max out that armor. Drop a bit from the right arm. There you have it. That is a pretty fucking good brawler build. Keep the arm lock on when you fire your SRMs and they'll converge pretty nicely. Plus the medium lasers are great backup weapons. I wish I could drop that to 280 and put in like a heatsink in there, but honestly, I'm already running out of tonnage. Because the SRMs might need an extra... Oh, wow, I didn't even check the perks. Hold on. They gave the 7M Lerm perks. Guys, I can't do this. I can't. Fuck you. I'm going SRMs. I am not a part of your system, man. Missile weapon cooldown 20%. I'm going SRM 6s for that shit. Alright. Yeah. That means I'm gonna need some extra ammo. Oh god, PGI-Y. Need some extra ammo. I'm gonna put in an extra jump jet or 2. I have to, shark people. I love this build, and it's so much better than a Lerm build. Like on the other ones, I was like, okay, this mech kind of sucks anyway, so I might as well use LRMs because they're the most effective. But they are not the most effective on the 7M, even though you could vote 3 of them, which would be brutally devastating, but it would be really slow. I'm going SRM 6s. Going SRM 6s. All right, this is the build. This is the build. We're doing it. We're doing it. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. This is the... Oh, PGI, why you do this? PGI, why? Alright, and that's it. And that is how we do that. That's the build, and it is going straight into tier 3. And now for the final act. The Ludiger. The most amazing 50-tonner to come out of PGI since the anything else since the CN9A closed beta. This is the new 50-tonner to buy. This thing is amazing. SRM4 cooldown 15%, SRM4 range 15%, and a bunch of stuff that nobody gives a shit about. It already was like so let's I just realized I was doing that whole description like with this and all that, and I wasn't hitting my push to talk key. That must have looked fucking retarded. Anyways, the point I was trying to make is that SRM4's on the Ludiger puts it almost on par with the Griffin, although probably not quite there, just because it's lacking a bit of armor, hitboxes aren't quite as good, etc, etc, etc. Alright. No Arrow 4, please, no. Alright, SRM, 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 SRM. I love my SRMs. Now let's load up on heat sinks. 13 slots left, that's just enough for an XL. 14.5. Alright, what we're going to do is we're going to drop this to a half a ton. And drop this to 16 so we can put in an extra heatsink. This should keep you going for quite some time. No, I'm not taking LRMs off anything else because I still believe that LRMs are the best option for that mech. God, I'm gonna kill myself by the end of the night. Oh my god, I can't say that. I can't keep saying that. I can't keep saying it. But I do believe that it's just not the best option for the 7M is all. The 4J, the Hunch, it doesn't even have extra structure or extra armor on it, so it's really going to be a liability in the brawl. Therefore, you can't really do that. Plus, it has near a large laser perk, which is going to help it keep it range, which is why I ended up doing that for it. I still do think that I made the right decision on the 4J, the 3C, and the 7N. I just couldn't do it anymore. I just couldn't do it with the 7M. The 7M is really good at missiles. It's really good at SRM brawling. Alright, and that is the Ludiger. Seriously, this thing is boss as hell. Before the perks, 6 sustained DPS. After the perks, it's gonna be like 7, dude. Alright. Now let's put that in here. That is a tier 2 mech right there. That is a tier 2 mech. On to the fun mechs! I know Sev is looking forward to this. First up, the Griffin 1E. The Sparky. Let's look at this baby. First I'm gonna load it up in here. Sparky. Let's look at these perks. Oh man, sorry, I'm going by PGI's order, not mine, so Sparky's last. Alright, we're starting with the Griffin 1N. I'm such a tease, I'm horrible. Alright, Griffin 1N, 3 missile, 3 energy. What's the perks? SRM6 range. This is such underwhelming perks, seriously, but I mean, it's like pretty much, that's pretty much the way it's gotta be. Because it was already a really decent mech. Gotta put on Artemis, you gotta keep that spread tight or it's a waste. I gotta go XL on this thing too. So we're gonna put SRM, 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 and I'll put one in the legs. I'm always a little about putting SRMs in legs because those things, when they explode, your mech is dead. Like, just because, like, instantly, literally, it's dead right away. Alright, 19, that means we can use XL305. I know it's not the most optimal engine. Why did I do that? But, like, sometimes there's just nowhere else that you really want to put your tonnage. I think that's it. That's it, yeah. It's a good mech. Look at that alpha. That's a 53 alpha. That's pretty insane. But like, the DPS is just not on par with the SRM4 builds, unfortunately. Alright, so now we've got that. That's done. And we can put that in. No, not the 1E. Put that in here. That's a tier 2. I would say that's a tier 2. Next up is the Griffin 1S. As I recall, this is the laser version of the Griffin with 4 energy and 2 missile hardpoints. I wonder what PGI did to it. Medium laser, absolutely nothing for missiles. Okay. That's still underwhelming. This was the worst Griffin, the 1S, and I would have hoped that they would have done something interesting for it. Whatever. I mean, I can always make do. That's gonna be 4 medium lasers, 2 SRM6s. It'll be a bit hot, but it should sync up pretty well. Just put in some SRM6 cooldown modules in there. I don't know why I threw Ferro on. I'm obviously gonna need extra double heat sinks. 2 tons should do it, because your SRM6s are not your main weapon, your medium lasers are. Although if you can get in close enough to use those SRM6s, god, you fucking gotta do that. Maybe I'll put an extra half ton in, depending on what this thing looks like. 23 tons. Excuse me. Alright, I'm gonna put an extra half tons, 22.5, that should mean a 330. Alright. Yeah, it could have had learn quirks. That would have been just the worst to cool. I am literally dreading the Awesome 8 Romeo. Like, that is, I am not looking forward to that at all. Oh my god, I'm gonna, like, my GERD is gonna go crazy when I'm on the Awesome 8, like, Juliet or whatever the fuck it is, the one before it. 8Q, probably. Alright, so that's going to be the 1S. It's pretty underwhelming. I'm going to say tier 3 because it is better than most of the other mediums. It's just, like, not good is all. Alright, next up, Griffin 3M. Now let's look at this quirk. Oh my god! 10% SRM 4 range! Oh! Yeah, that's like fucking nothing. That is literally like a waste. Maybe if it had been cooldown, 10% cooldown, that would have been like, oh, right, I can get behind that. 10% range, you're not shooting it from 300 meters anyways, or 330 meters now with the freaking module. So, I mean, like, that build's not going to change. I might as well just go in here, just grab the 3M Griffin that I built last time. Yeah, Excel 305, up to 4 SRM4s, 2 medium lasers, jump jets, heat sinks, ammo, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, okay. Put it in here. And that's gonna be tier 1. Because it's a fucking amazing mech. Griffin 3M has been amazing for a long time, and some itty bitty perks on some other shit ain't gonna change that. Alright? Alright. Alright, and now, what do we got next? The Sparky, finally, medium laser heat gen, medium laser cooldown, torso yaw speed. Now, a very popular build, I know that Seb loved this build on the Griffin Sparky, was 6 medium pulse lasers. Looks like that's not going to be as optimal anymore, but what is going to be quite optimal, let me just double check, heat gen cooldown, is either 5 medium lasers and 1 large pulse, or 4 medium lasers and 2 large pulse. Personally, I am definitely leaning towards 1 large pulse and 5 mediums, but I'm not entirely sure. I'm going to build them out, both of them, and I'm going to see which one strikes me better, you know. Just which one turns me on a bit. Alright. That's 16 extra, so that's a 295. That's not bad. It's gonna be probably a bit hotter, or maybe it'll stay the same because cooldown heat generation. That's gonna be really hot actually, because those large pulse are not getting much for heat reduction, and you're gonna want to put some cooldown mods on those things so that they sync up with the mediums. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a medium laser on here, take that out, and I'm going to bump the speed way up to Excel 325. over 100 kph. Oh, that's a good point. Let me check out the buffs. He got reduced 8.8 to 7. You know what? I'm gonna do 2 large pulse lasers. I'm gonna do 2. You're not taking as much advantage of the perks on the medium lasers, but you know they still get a benefit. So I'm gonna do 2. I will recommend this build. I will advocate it. Forgot about the little buffs they did. And this way you can, the mounts aren't like super high, the side torso energy mounts, but they are sort of high. You can peak with them to some extent without taking too much return fire. And now that Large Pulse actually has extra range to it, it's not a bad option. I would say if you're expecting a brawl, like a full-on brawl and you just need another mech, then I would drop a Large Pulse to a medium. But in normal pug play, I think this build's probably the way to go. I'm putting tier 2. It is a really... Actually, do I want to... No, I'm putting it tier 3. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. I know a lot of you are fans of it, but I can't... Oh god, I'm gonna run out of room, because I know that some of these Shadowhawks and Wolverines are going in tier 3. Hold on. Why does it do... I don't know. What the fuck is wrong with this shit? Alright, I'm gonna just insert a few extra rows over here. Alright, that's better. I'm gonna bring these back up. Alright, now we've got some extra room. Kintaro 18 is our next mech up on the block. This is the infamous 5 Streak SRM2 build. And I wonder what is going to happen to it. What perks would PGI give it? Oh no, LRM 5 fucking full down. Heat generation. Nice. I don't know if I want to do the LRM 5s because they are ghost. They have ghost heat now though. Going over 3 has ghost heat, and these are 5. I'm not sold on it. I think I'm going streaks. I think I'm sticking with streaks. Let me see what the old build was for it. Yeah, I'm sorry, Darth Peanut. I mean, it looks like I have looked at some regular SRM builds, like 3 SRM4s in this torsos and then another 2 in the left arm. But like they never really struck me as being any good. Because the convergence is just way too bad. I think the streak mode is the way to go on it. I think it still is the way to go on it. You get some extra boost from these perks, so that'll be nice. That's what we're gonna do. That is a tier 3 mech for sure though. That is not tier 2 worthy. Kintaro 19 though, as I recall, did get some pretty interesting buffs. SRM4 cooldown, SRM4 range, SRM4 heat generation. That's what I like to see. Those are some nice quirks. I like that. Let's look at this. Kintaro 19. Now, we do have that same problem I was just talking about with the convergence issues with the SRM4s. But I think it's excusable in this case. I think for this, we are going to put in 4 SRM4s with Artemis. Because those perks are just too good for me to say no. They really, oh my god, look at them. Look at them. 20% extra cooldown, 20% extra range, which is whatever, but 20% heat generation, that is nice. that means that you can probably afford to use all 3 of these medium lasers. I would say medium pulse, but you don't have that kind of tonnage available. Alright, so we want 4 to 5 tons of ammo. Put them there. 2 there. I like that. I might have to add more later, but we've got 24 slots open, which means that double heat sinks will fill it up perfectly. And we got XL300 fits perfectly. Alright, let's do it. Now we got 97 kph, 4S-4s, 3 medium lasers. Maximum DPS of 15 before the quirks. That's looking pretty sexy. I long to try that out. If it had jump jets, I would say it would be tier 1 almost. But it doesn't have jump jets, does it? No, it does not have jump jets. It does not have fucking jump jets. The one thing that would make it a really good mech. It does not have them. Alright. So that's that. I like it. I like it a lot. And we're gonna put that in. Now where are we gonna put that? I'm really hesitant to put it in tier 2. I'm gonna keep it in tier. Oops, sorry. I'm gonna put it in tier 3 for the time being. If I try it a little more and see what happens, then I'll move it up a bit, but for now it's tier 3. The convergence, I think, is going to be the main thing that holds it back. Next up is the 20, Kintaro 20. Hold on, let me just double check. Oh wow, CPU at 55 degrees, that's not bad. Alright, Kintaro 20. Let's take a look at this bad boy. Large laser range, large laser heat gen, medium laser. Oh, this is the Centurion AL in a Kintaro chassis. I remember this mech. Did I accidentally close my Smurf? I did accidentally close my Smurfy tab. Okay. Alright, look at this thing. It's like almost exactly like the AL. It's just the right torso should be left torso and the left arm shouldn't be there. But alas, this one actually has decent quirks and decent builds available. Large laser and medium laser. And I'm going to put in some SRMs even though there's no quirks for it. Large laser in the arms, so you get maximum gesticulation. I like that word, gesticulation. It's like, hey, we're going to get some gesticulation over here. Yeah, I don't know, it's bad. Okay, it does get some missile weapon range, which doesn't really matter except for streaks, which maybe streaks are a good idea. Sorry, I keep switching through tabs, I don't know. Or maybe I'll just put in 2 SRM4s with Artemis. Let me see what that looks like with 2 4s with Artemis. Seb, did you like AFK when I was going over the Griffins? What the hell is your problem? Oh my god. You missed everything. You missed it all! Right. And that's 3 tons. I don't think you'll need 3 tons. I think 2 tons will be enough. Nice one, Darth. Alright, 21. This thing can go fast. Here, let me load it up with heatsinks and see what happens. Or maybe I could even do a standard engine. Generally, the meta's been shifting a lot towards XLs, just because clans have been going so goddamn fast. If you want to keep up with them, you kind of have to do it. But I think on this mech, a standard engine might be in order. Because you could still go decently fast with that. That'll be a 270, it looks like. How fast is that? 87.5. Oh, that's hot though. Oof, that is really hot. Alright. Alright, yeah, I'm gonna go XL, sorry. I don't know why I'm apologizing. Get rid of that. And I don't like leaving extra like engine slots left, but I guess I will in this case. It looks like a pretty decent build. It is really the Kintaro version of a Centurion AL. It's so weird. It's so weird. But it's better. I think it'll be in the same tier because it's not that much better, but it is better. Alright. It's definitely the worst Kintaro. I'll say that much. The Golden Boy, a lot of people say the Golden Boy is the worst, but I disagree. In fact, I'm going to make Golden Boy a zombie. The Zomboy. A gold Zomboy. That's not gonna work. There's really no way to mix those words together. Shut up. Okay. Endo, Pharaoh. Gonna load up that CT with some SRM4s. 4 in the right torso, 2 4s in the left arm. Let's stick some medium lasers in there just for some little some. SRMs. Why not? Let's put in a couple double heat sinks. I really don't like Pharaoh on 55 tonners that use both arms. It just feels bad. I could just remove the right arm. You know what? I'm gonna do that. Screw the right arm. I don't need it. I don't need you, right arm. That was really bad. Holy shit. And that lets us go at maximum speed for the Golden Boy. And that is a pretty sexy zombie. Can't believe I just said that. That is a sexy zombie. It's got 2 SRM4s in the CT. The only other mech that can zombie like that is the awesome 9M with a standard engine, 2 SRM4s in the CT. But it only has 2 tubes in the CT, so it comes out in groups of 4 because they each fire 2 at a time. I like this though. I'm gonna call this the Golden Boy. I'm gonna say this is the build. I think they would definitely have to, they would definitely have to scrap the mechanic. I think requiring it to be spot by an ally would help. I think laser guidance maybe would help. I don't know. I've had a few ideas in the past, but they've all flown out of my mind. Let me just put this here. Golden Boy, it's not the worst Kintaro. I'm gonna put it with the rest of them in tier 3. Do I want the 19 still in here? I don't think I do. I'll leave it in there now. I'll probably move it into tier 4 eventually though. Alright, Shadowhawks. The king of once before. Sorry that chat is censored. I'll change that setting later, but I didn't really bother before. I don't stream that often, so I didn't go over the settings with a fine-tooth comb. Alright, Shadowhawk 2D. Torso yaw speed turn rate. That's like nothing. There's no perks on that. So I'm just gonna use the old build. There it is. It's a brawler. It's got an AC-20 and 3 medium lasers. It is the best at what it does, which is AC-20 brawling as a medium, but like that's not to say that it's good at what it does. Like, or rather, that's not to say that what it does is good. I'm the best at what I do. What I do isn't very nice. Alright, so that's gonna stay in tier 3. Wow, mediums have a massive tier 3. I need to break that up a bit more. After I finish making all these builds, I'm going to equalize out the tiers a bit, just to like make sure that they're as simplified as possible. Alright, time for the 2d2. What does that get? Streaks. Whew, how exciting. Oh, there is a build that does use the streaks pretty effectively on the 2d2. Hold on, I need another drink.
Sensors indicate friendly dropship has entered atmosphere. ETA dropship 1 minute.
Oh yeah, I just remembered my last idea for alarms. Make them fire and forget, but only for as long as the target is locked. So that way you don't have to boat them, you can use other weapons along with alarms and just treat them as a secondary weapon. That's it. Alright, back to the thingy. Shadowhawk 2d2 has a streak perk. What I like about that is that you can run 4 streaks if you want. I don't particularly want, but you can run, this is a build that the Lords used a lot in competition, you can run AC 20 and 4 streaks, which is really slow. I think a lot of them would use 3 streaks and get a bigger engine, but I want to see how the 4 streaks works right now. Alright. And yeah, you can't do it with Pharaoh. Well, you can, but you have to drop some ammo. And I'm not particularly keen to drop any ammo for either of these guns. So that's pretty slow, but it is pretty devastating too at anything that gets close to it. So I'm gonna try this out. Hey, Kev! I'm sure that I did not do it as good as you did, but I'm sure you can put me in line another time. Really thinking about making it 3 streaks. I could drop a ton of ammo and use a standard 250, but I don't think it's worth it. Alright. So that'll be the 2d2 build. It takes good advantage of the streak perks, but it's not good enough for tier 2. Nothing's fucking good enough for tier 2. Alright, Shadowhawk 2H. I was kind of looking forward to this. What it gets, 10% AC5 cooldown, which is very nice. And I will tell you why. Alright, so I'm going to put in an AC5 first. And I'm going to put another AC5. And you're thinking, oh, GMan, you're going to XL and use the PPC. Fucking 3 AC5s! This is what I call the Trident. This is like the first build besides Goss PPC that I ever ran on the 2H, and it is amazing fun. It is slow as hell, I'll tell you that right now. But it is like, you know how the Banshee, the left side that just like da 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 da, just brutal damage. That's what this is. That's exactly what this is. And it is, oh my god, it is incredible to just rip your opponents apart with this. Like, you're not going to be able to do Besum, like, big engine stop meta. You're not going to be able to catch up with your team or anything. You're going to be sitting with your whales, and you're going to be just shooting anything that peeks over at you. What's really sad is that you can't even use a 200 on it, unless... Actually, yeah, you can. You can drop this down a lot. I don't feel comfortable dropping it down that low, though. Alright. Yeah. Yeah, not a lot of people like this build. I mean, well, not a lot of people even know about the build, but most people do use 2 AC5s and PPC, and that's fine. But that's better on the Shadowhawk 5M. That's what I'm going to put on the Shadowhawk 5M, probably. But this is the only mech that can run this, besides the Banshee, the triple AC5 and one side torso. And this is the only one where they are all very high mounted. Like, you can hill peak with this thing for days. Ish. So we're going to put 3 heat sinks on here. I think 180 should be enough, because that's like 800 damage potential from your AC5s, which should be fine. Look at that DPS. I mean, obviously you're never gonna overheat, but I think that's pretty sweet. I think I'm also going to drop a bit of armor just to get an extra half ton of ammo. I'll put it in there. It'll pull from the right torso second, right after the CT, so it won't be in danger of getting blown up most of the time.
Enemy mech destroyed. Primary objective successful. Proceed to
Alright, and now we're gonna max this out.
indicate friendly drop
Alright, I highly recommend you try this if you got a 2H and you're wondering what to do with it.
minute.
It is a hell of a lot of fun. And we're gonna put this in the tier list. It's the Trident, by the way. It's one of the mechs that I really love naming. That's another tier 3 right there. Am I gonna have to freaking expand this thing even more? I do not want to do that. Alright, 2K. Finally something that isn't gonna be a tier 3. Alright, what quirks did it get, if any at all? Energy, heat generation. Okay, I guess that's nice. That does help a bit. This is... Alright, in that case, this build is not going to change from the old one. It is going to be the same. This is an amazing build for pug stomping. Just 3 large lasers, you keep your distance, just keep pewing at them from as long away as you can, and eventually you'll be racking up the kills and the damage. You want to avoid firing all 3 at the same time, but you can cool down fast enough, especially now that it's got that energy heat generation perk. And I'm putting that in tier 1. I think it still deserves to be there. Yeah, Darth, you could do that. I think I've done that before. Alright, Darth brings up a good point about the Shadowhawk 2H. I'm gonna try it out really quick. No, you can't do it. There's not enough slots, even with single heat sinks, to do anything. Sorry. Back to this, Shadowhawk 5M. Unless they did some radical changes, which they didn't, we're going to be using the same build as we used before. Shadowhawk 5M, it's really just a Pop-Tart. It's going to benefit some from those PPC buffs that just came in. And so we're going to just put that straight into the tier list. That's tier 2. It's not great, but it's certainly usable, especially in pugs. Alright, now for the Wolverines, which I have long considered to be the most meh of all mechs. So, starting with the 6K, what did that get? Large pulse cooldown, range, and heat generation. Now I was playing with this earlier, having 4 large pulse in that arm, and it did not really work out that well. And 2 large pulse is very much doable, but I feel like that's not quite enough firepower. So I think we're gonna just break Ghost Heat just a little bit and run 3 large pulse in this. And we'll see where it takes us. If it's too much, it's too much. I'll drop it back down to 2. I have not tried this build out yet. And this one doesn't, yeah, this one doesn't get any goddamn jump jets. Well, no, kinetics. Wolverines aren't actively bad. Wolverines are actively underwhelming. Vindicators are actively bad. I think that's the main difference between the 2 chassis. Oh my god, it even has like an extra clit slot right there after the XL for your jump jet, but no, this version doesn't get one. Alright, let's get XL 255 in here. Well, that's not bad. What's the perk again? Heat generation down 12.5%. It's not bad. Or 25%. Ooh. I could definitely see this being useful in a right-sided poke fight. I'm gonna keep it with 3 large pulse. I know, I'm crazy, Akula. I'm out of my mind. Alright, so yeah, I'm gonna keep it with that. I'll just Bump that arm up. I like the way it feels. I like it a lot. Because that right arm, that's a 38 alpha. Most things in the game are not going to be able to do much against that. But if that right arm gets blown off, you're fucked. All you got is a medium laser. That's why I do not enjoy this chassis, or this variant. There are certain mech builds on certain Wolverine chassis, certain Wolverine variants that I do enjoy. I'm putting this in tier 4. But the 6K is not an enjoyable one. Next up is the 6th Romeo, AC5 cooldown. Definitely taking advantage of that. And missile range. Alright. This one I also made up a build for earlier. I don't remember exactly what it was, but it goes along the lines of a buttload of AC5s and ammo. I'm gonna put a medium laser in the head because, you know, never hurts. Loading it up with as much ammo as I can muster. I almost said mustard. And we'll put a jump jet over here. Can we fit Pharaoh? Because there's something else I want to put in here. Well, you might already know what that something else is. So I'm not gonna put Pharaoh in there. I think certain people know exactly what I'm about to do. Boom. 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 Fucking SRM2s, bitch. I love these things so much. Alright. So that's good. I gotta crit pad that. And then I'll put an extra heatsink over there. So that's gonna be... You know what, I'm gonna drop that half ton. I'll put the SRM ammo over here. I'll put the AC5 ammo over here, and I'm gonna add an AC5 half ton. And I like to have my double heatsinks at the bottom. Alright, so that's gonna be almost 200 AC5 ammo. That's almost 1,000. Yes, JS Twitch, when this is over, I am going to take the local copy that I'm recording and I'm going to upload that to YouTube. It'll also be available as a VOD on my channel, but I think the YouTube will be more accessible for most people. Alright, now my problem is that I do not have enough tonnage for an XL255, so I'm just going to drop something. Drop a heatsink. Most of the time, you're just going to be plinking away with those ridiculously fast cooldown AC5s anyways. You're not going to be using your SRM2s, you're not going to be using your medium laser. So I think you're pretty safe there. Oops. So I think that's a pretty good build for it. It's got nasty DPS, it's got ridiculous cooldown time on those AC5s when these perks. So I'm keeping it like that. And you wanna know what tier it is in? 3! Just like fucking everything else. Alright, this one is not gonna be in tier 3. This one gets SRM range 20% for SRM6. SRM6 cooldown 20%. And then some shit nobody cares about. But that means that it might be the best SRM6 carrier in the game, due to its ability to sort of zombie, maybe? That's a question because it's really hard to fit a standard in this thing. Unless you just don't want any lasers. Which, I might not want any lasers, after all. I don't know. I'm gonna try a build without any lasers and see what happens. Small lasers did just get buffed. I am not sure. I'm gonna look at this. I'm gonna look at small lasers. That is interesting. I don't want to drop a ton of SRM ammo, and I'm running out of free slots. So maybe just 2 small lasers. Maybe just 2 medium lasers. That'll keep the heat down. That looks good. Alright, alright, I think we can do this. Standard 280. And we just made a zombie Wolverine. Nice. Shield with that right side. And you should be set. Can you dig it? I think I can. I think I can dig it. Alright. I'm calling it. That's the Wolverine build. And that is a tier 2 build, I might add. Yeah, I really gotta cut down on tier 3. That is definitely way too disorganized. Yes, with a fuck you laser in the head. I swear I'm gonna start putting in more small lasers later. Probably not gonna. Alright, dragon time. Oh boy. Oh god, oh man, oh god, oh man. Oops, I just accidentally put out of the PDF. Alright, first up is the 1 Charlie, which gets ER large and Gauss, which is, alright, 1 Charlie, when I was first deleting the dragons, like a year and a half ago or something, I ran a Gauss and 2 ER PVCs in it, and I had a blast. Like, it was really fun, because that left torso mount on the energy mount is really high. Still really high, and I think the ER large is gonna, god damn it, why are you going there? Alright, I think that ER large is going to play a pretty big role in this. So let's see what happens. 2 ER large. I'm going to put in Pharaoh for now. I'll take it out if I need to, but the dragon usually can handle it, surprisingly. It's like one of the few heavy mechs that I usually put Pharaoh in. And we got 19 extra tons, roughly. So that could be an XL305 with 2 heatsinks. There we go. I like that. I like that a lot. This has got some long range power to it. Because look at these cooldown. I mean, look at these perks. What? Look at these perks. ER large duration is down. ER large cooldown is down. ER large heat gen is down. So this is a really cool build. I might even... No, because you're going to be at long range. You're going to be firing constantly. You want as much cooling as possible. And Gauss cooldown is down by 20%. That is pretty sweet, I gotta say. This is looking like an interesting build. I mean, on the other hand, it's a dragon. Alright. The armor's done. I'm going to save it. And where shall we put it? The first heavy mech. Just looking at, we'll see what else I got to compare it to. Alright, I think it is outstandingly average. I think I'm putting it in tier 3. Next up is the Dragon 1N. I know a lot of people are liking this one. Yeah. So, why is that still there? God damn. God damn, dude. Alright. Dragon 1N. AC5 cooldown, 50%. Now, alright. I know there was a big argument about it earlier in chat, but I think that means it shoots twice as fast. Which is awesome. Which means that it's firing about as fast as an AC2. So 2 AC2s, it does 4 damage, 4 every time. And 2 AC5s does 10 damage. My hand's holding the push to talk, so that many! That's a lot more damage! And it's more screen shake, and it's just amazing. It's less heat. Well, it's the same heat, but like, it's better damage per heat, at least. So let's look at that. Dragon 1N. We got AC5. We got another AC5. What other quirks does it get, large? Now, Phil ran a build in his dragon during the preview of the quirks, and it had 2 AC5s and 2 ER large. And he said, I don't think this is optimal. Well, I do. I do think that this is optimal. I don't think Pharaoh is optimal because you need a lot of ammo for this, but I think that that's what I'm going to do. I think an XL255, while slow, is going to be enough for this thing because it's sitting in the back. It ain't going. It's not a typical dragon where it's like running all around the map trying to intercept stuff, trying to take caps or do whatever the hell dragons do. I don't really know. It's going places, and honestly, I think it's good. Main concern is that there's no reduction in energy. Sorry, I'm thinking. Energy heat generation. There's no reduction in that, which is a problem. But most of the time, you can just stick to your AC5s. The alternative is going to be to drop the ER large laser in the arm, drop the arm armor, and then you get a really big engine, like a 305 easy, or a 300 and get some extra ammo. Which I'm going to do, actually. I'm going to do it. I'm going to get a 300, I'm going to get some extra ammo in here so you can just keep firing almost indefinitely. And yeah, that's it. That's going to be the build. Because this thing is like the other dragon. You're gonna stay way at range. You're gonna fire non-stop. So the heat does actually have to be pretty cool. So I don't think you can afford the second ER large. I'd change my mind on that like right away. I like this. And yeah, the armor kinetics. The armor does get a little buff. It gets an extra 6, which is not a lot, but it's something. So let's just do the armor. And we can save and put it in. And I know a lot of people are really excited about this, but I am not that excited about it. Oh, I closed my spreadsheet, shit. I wonder if my link is still in here. No, it is not. Damn it. Haha, I found a way to do this without... Okay. There's the spreadsheet. That's still actually up for you guys, right? Yep, okay. Alright, okay, so now we're looking at the Dragon 1N, Alright, Dragon 1N. Where do we want to put it? It kind of feels like a tier 3 to me. Because tier 2 is going to be filled with some mechs that are going to have a lot more DACA. Like even the Jaeger, those perks are going to give it significantly more DACA than just 2 AC5s. So I'm going to put it in tier 3 for now. Now the 5N, the El Retardo. 25% AC2 cooldown, 25% less heat generation, and more ER large. Wow, they really like their ER large on their dragons at PGI. Alright, so let's make this. I think I'll use 1 ER large on this for sure. Just 1. AC2, AC2, AC2. Let's see if I can fit Pharaoh. I might be able to. Yeah, I think I can fit Pharaoh for this. Keep in mind, it has reduced heat generation perks like everywhere. Alright, so that's a damage potential of 1050. You're gonna miss a lot, but I think that should be all you really need. Some people might want more. I don't really. You're already going pretty slow as is. Alright, and that looks good to me. Can I be honest with you? I cannot wait to get out of the dragons. There's one dragon that I'm kind of excited for, the Flame, but ugh. These perks, I am not a fan. That's another tier 3. On the bright side, they used to be like tier 5, so like that's something. And guess who's still gonna be tier 5? Oh, let's take a look at the Fang. AC 10 cooldown, velocity, large pulse cooldown, large pulse range. Alright, maybe it'll be alright. Let's take a look. Oops, no, not the flame. Alright, AC 10, large pulse. Do we want... Oh no, 6 AC2s used to be the thing that everybody hated. That was the worst. I still hate that shit. Alright. Do we want to put in 2 large pulse or 1? And do we want in the arm or the side torso? The side torso is a lot higher. And it'll have better convergence. I'm going to try it in the side torso and put medium lasers in the arm. And that does give us plenty of tonnage. So let's try some AC-10 ammo. Actually, it gives us plenty of tonnage. Then maybe we do want 2 large pulse lasers. That's looking... alpha. I'll start at 3 tons of AC-10 ammo. And let's see, 16.78. And XL 300. Yeah, that's decent enough heat efficiency. I'm going to drop it to 295 and put a medium laser in the side torso. That syncs up nicely with the large pulse. And I'll strip some armor from various places. I don't like taking too much armor off of any one place, so I just take a couple from everywhere that I don't deem vital. And that looks good. That's a decent alpha, decent sustained firepower, and these quirks will make it a lot better too. I'm glad that it has heat generation quirks, because without it that would be problematic. Oops. Alright. Now this is going to be a tier 4 though. I don't think it's as good as these other dragons. I'm actually kind of considering what's going to be tier 5. I can't think of much as the heavies. I think I might have to move everything down a tier a bit to make room, but I'm not sure yet. You know what? I'm going to move this down to tier 4. I'm going to move the Fang down to tier 5. I don't see any mechs being worse than those. Like, significantly worse, at least. Alright, now the Flame. I think this might be a tier 2. Dragon Flame. We're looking at... Wow, I've been going for 3.5 hours, damn. Alright, we're looking at AC 20 velocity, AC 20 range, and a lot of extra armor. This is the big deal. CT has 24 extra structure, which puts it above the Atlas in terms of amount of internal structure. And the LT gets some extra bonus too, because that's where the AC 20 is. So AC 20 velocity, AC 20 range, and laser duration. I like that a lot. I'm going to put this in right now. Now, I was considering running medium pulse instead of mediums. I'm going to take a look at both builds and see how they look. This is the one dragon where you've got to run a standard. Like, if you don't, you're Mashugana. And 1 extra heatsink. Let's see, 24 tons. Alright, so there's that. And then we can get an extra half ton of AC 20 ammo. Alright, I can get behind that. Alright. Yeah, the Thunderwub. It's the only mech I've played. I'm using my HD 4000 or whatever to try to play MWO. The only mech I actually played was the Thunderwub, because I've just been so excited for that since they announced the quirks. And I've always loved it. The 7 medium pulse Thunderbolt has always been one of my favorite mechs since the since I realized that I could actually do it, which was a while ago. It's my favorite fun time mech, and I recently converted Seb to the Church of the Thunderbolt. Alright, I think that's it for the flame. Heat efficiency isn't too bad. I think honestly, it's pretty much, it's very meh. It's like on par with the Shadowhawk 2D, I would say. But maybe it's a bit better. I'm going to give it tier 2 for now, and I'll see what else it has to compete with for tier 2. Time for the Quickdraws, which are not that more exciting than dragons, I gotta say. Alright. Give a little bit of armor and structure boost, medium lasers, large lasers on the 4G. I think we might just say fuck the medium laser. Let's take a look at how much 4 large lasers weighs. This is going to give you ghost heat, but I think we can handle it if we just work together and stay calm. $17.5 tons, that's an XL300. Oh, that does not look bad. Those side torsos mounts are pretty high. That gets you going pretty fast. I'm liking this a little bit. I think this might be the way to go. Let's look at the perks again. It's large laser duration, 25%. Damn. And plus it gets that 12.5% less heat generation. I like this a lot. These are practically going to be large pulse lasers. Roughly the same beam duration as large pulse lasers, just a bit less damage. Alright, this is the build. This is it. So I'm saving that. And in my spreadsheet. Nowhere to put it. I think it's tier 3. It's not that good, it's just interesting. Actually, I think it's tier 4, honestly. I don't think it's as good as those other dragons. Now it's time for the 4H. Fuck yeah! SRM4 perks! That's what I'm talking about! Range and cooldown 20% each, plus it gets some energy heat generation. You know what that means? That means 3 SRM4s and 4 medium pulse lasers, baby! Oh, I'm excited if you couldn't tell. I don't know, I was trying to be subtle there, but yeah, just kind of all came out at once. That's what she said. Alright, let's see. 4 medium pulse lasers. Alright. Now we're gonna want to put in the ammo. 1, 2, 3. Or maybe 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Okay, that doesn't make much sense, but whatever. I'm excited. There. More crit padding. And another crit pad there. Extra slot, 19.5 tons. What can I do? 17.5, 310. Or I'm gonna go for 305. I'm gonna put in an extra half ton of SRM ammo because with that's a cooldown perk, right? SRM cooldown 20%. I think you're gonna go through it faster than normal, so I think you're gonna need that extra ton or half ton. Alright, now we're going to save that. And we are going to put it in... I think it's better than the flame. Oops. I think it's better than the flame. I'm going to put it in tier 2 with the flame. And by the way, I just want to say thank you all for watching. I really appreciate it. I know, I just want to say thanks, you know. I'm glad to be doing this for you guys. I'm glad you're enjoying it, or seem to be at least. Alright, next up is the Quickdraw 5K. It gets a PPC quirk, which I disagree with. I think ER large should have been the quirk for the 5K for sure. Well, let's see what happens when you put in 4 PPCs. This is gonna be so... No, I can't even do that. 4 ER large is too hot. I'm gonna put in 2 PPCs and see what else I can do. Maybe 4 mediums for backup? Or 3 mediums for backup? Let's see what this looks like. Aww. Cool. Alright, left arm at 0. You're gonna probably want more than 1 jump jet for this. This is gonna be a Pop-Tart, really. Sorry, something weird was going on. Alright, it's 3 jump jets. That'll get you an XL320. With plenty of heat sinks. Alright, this could work. Because this is going to have 15% extra PPC velocity. They just got buffed to 950, I believe. This is going to put it almost 1100, which is pretty good. I'm gonna leave it like this, see what happens. Yeah, I mean, the thing is that it has energy weapon heat generation perk, which is nice. And I used to really like 6 medium pulse on it, but... Hold on just 1 second. What do you guys think of this? It breaks Ghost Heat, yeah, sure, whatever, but... it's not too bad. 16 double heat sinks for it. It's got pretty high mounts. Or you could put it on all right-sided or left-sided, too. I'm gonna drop a jump jet for a heatsink. I'm gonna make it a Pop-Tart. I'm straight up Pop-Tart. Let's make it happen. Cause the Thunderbolt 9 SE does a similar build, but it just does it worse. Like, it's straight up worse. It's tier 3 though, it's not a very good Pop-Tart. Yeah, it's 42 heat, but it also gets, what was it, 10% less heat generation? So it's only like 37, which is like 7 medium lasers, which is a lot of medium lasers. But you're a Pop-Tart, you can sit down for as long as you want. Plus you can fire them separately, or if you're hot you can only fire 2 at a time, which is, what, 20 heat? Alright, and next up is catapults. Which, for some reason, I'm not looking forward to. Because maybe I have a suspicion that their perks are not aimed towards me. Well, that is very... Should I just make a Splat Cat? Consider just making the Splat Cat the main build. The main build I recommend for the A1. It's just too bad that those pods get shot off so easily. So annoying. Ugh, if it wasn't for that, I would totally do it. But, alas, I think I'm gonna have to make it do something else. I don't know what else, though. The A1 is not very good since the Ghost Heat was added to the LRM5s. You know what, I'm gonna keep the old LRM5 one, and basically what you can do is you can shoot 1 arm at a time. Or you can do the whole chain firing thing. So this is the build, 6 LRM5s, Beagle, jump jets, a lot of ammo. Maybe not a lot of ammo, but a considerable amount of ammo. Actually, I'm going to drop a jump jet for some more ammo. I mean, it's not as powerful as it was before, but it's still pretty strong as a learn boat. I feel less bad about because I didn't have to actually make it again, so I'm okay with that. It doesn't give me BBs or make me depressed or anything like that. But I am putting it in tier 3 because it did get nerfed with the addition of LRM5 Ghost Heat. And oh god, yeah, the C1 of course is going to get LRM15 cooldown. Although I don't really blame them for that. It was an old build that Kongzilla made back in closed beta. It's 2 LRM15s and 4 medium pulse lasers. But I'm considering doing that, but no, I don't think that's good enough. I think that has too split of a focus. I think it's going to be better with tag and 3 mediums. Alright, see one time. Alright, where's the tag? Were they learn boating? Although, I mean, C1 is pretty much meant to be a learn boat, and it's what it's best at, honestly. I've tried builds with that brawl with it, like large pulse 6s, mediums, and I've never had a good time in any of those. So I'm gonna keep it as a learn boat for now. Ugh, it just feels so bad. So dirty. Not in a good way. I'll make the left torso the place where I store all the stuff that I don't want to have. The explodey bits. Jet, heat sink, max armor. Can easily fit at 295. Let's see what a 280 gives me. Gives me an extra jump jet. I'll take it. Alright, that looks like a good enough build. Alright. I like to boost up the armor on the back on LRM boats, because that's like getting flanked by lights is what will kill them really hard. So I'm going to put that in, and I'm going to make it a tier 5, because fuck you. Alright, catapult C4. LRM 10s, right? Yeah, we got LRM 10 cooldown, 25% LRM cooldown, god damn, 25% less heat generation. Plus to get energy cooldown. Alright. Alright, I can do this, guys, I can do this. I can maintain my sanity through the catapults. I'm just thinking about the K2, just the K2. That's what's sustaining me right now. That's all I need, baby. Do I want a tag? Yeah, sure, why not? And I'll put in a medium laser just for fucking nothing. It'll be useless. Alright, I need more ammo, and I need a jump jet. That's it. We're out of slots. Max armor. Oh my god. Oof. Oof baboof. Those LRM 10s are heavy. Gonna drop BAP, drop the Lerm ammo. Drop leg armor, actually. I think that's less valuable on a Lerm boat. Also, I hope you Lerm boats get legged, so I'm just doing my part to make sure that happens. Alright, 12.5 tons with XL255. Slow, but that is a lot of DPS coming out of those Lerm 10s. Alright. And this will be tier 4. Because Lerms are not that reliable. Like, if you get a group of them going together, they go into a pug match, they just stomp everywhere, then yeah, that's what's gonna happen. But if you just solo drop in and you get a Lerm boat, it's really hit or miss. So I don't think it's reliable enough to be to average or better tier. I think that to be the same thing for the C1 and the C4. Although I'm gonna swap their position. I think C1 is probably better than the C4. Alright, next up is the Jester. Finally! Dude, imagine if they gave Elrond perks to the Jester. I would honestly not be surprised. Oh wait, next up is the K2. Okay, that's fine too. Ballistic cooldown 10%, medium laser, range and duration. Those I'm going to ignore. I'm going to say go for an AC-40. And I believe that should already be built. Let's take a look. Yep, that's an AC-40, alright. A lot of people are going to want to take more ammo. And that's fine. That's personal preference. I take this little ammo because when I'm in an AC-40 catapult, I am dead before I get through 3 tons. It is an instant focus fire called target. Everybody shoots at it. Because it's just so deadly. 5 tons is usually enough to get through. So that's what I'm going to make it. Make the K2. I'll make it tier 2. I think it's on par with or better than those 2 mechs. The Jester, large laser range, large laser heat gen. I think I'm gonna put large lasers on it, guys. I don't wanna scare you, but that seems to be the way to go. I could put 5 large lasers on it. I wonder what that would be like. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Let me just check this out real quick. Let's see what this does. Oh shit. Oh my god. Oh my god, you guys. Oh boy. That ghost heat is crazy, but if you can just do 2, 2, 1, or 3 and then 2. Like, let's look at the ghost heat for the large laser. Large laser only gets an extra 3.5 from firing 3 of them. I'm gonna say this. I'm going to say this. I'm absolutely going to say this, as long as I did not misread that. Yeah, heat generation down 15%. That's not a lot. Okay, maybe I'm not gonna say this. Yeah, cool. I'm gonna go with that. I'm gonna go with the 2 medium lasers. So close. So close. I'm sorry, Jester. I almost had a fun build for you. Almost. Alright, XL310. This is still interesting as hell, though. Alright. So that center torso fire group. That's going to be pretty powerful at like the short to medium range, and then the arms at the longer ranges too. I like this. I like this a lot. I tend to skimp on my rear side torsos on the catapult just because they don't really get shot. Alright, yeah, it's gonna be a tier 3. Maybe even, yeah, it's gonna be a tier 4. It's not that great. Yeah. I mean, Machina, the thing is that I really don't think that 17 heat sinks is enough. Or 18 even. For 5 large lasers, I would want at least 20. It's just really hot. I don't want to have to put anyone through that. Not like 2 medium lasers are cooler. I'm pretty sure it's like the same heat, but it's easier to manage with the ghost heat. Alright, next up is the Jaeger A. Super not fun quirks. Super not fun. So not fun, I do not even. I do not even. I absolutely do not even. And you know what? For the first time, going to ignore all the weapon specific. I keep looking over there because the chat's over there, so I'm like trying to talk to you over there, but the camera's right there. I'm going to ignore all of the weapon specific quirks completely. I don't want to deal with AC2s on this mech. I don't want to deal with LRM-15s on this mech. I want to deal with some missiles and some ballistics, though. So let's see how we can deal with some missiles and ballistics. By the way, the Jagermech A is the worst Jagermech. Just saying. Alright. Now, there's the old LB-10X with some SRM-4s build. That's interesting, certainly. But it's not good. It's not good at all. There's AC-5s and SRM-2s. Hold up. Wait a minute. Let me put some SRM-2s in it. Alright, and let's see what we can get. We can get some medium lasers. Get some small lasers in there. Holy shit, this is gonna be like the most dyslexic mech ever. Like, he's not even gonna know what he's doing. Like, why do I have small lasers? Like, I thought these were mediums. Oh man, what's going on? I'm freaking out. Yeah, you're freaking out because this is gonna be freaking awesome. Oh yeah. Yeah, this is my internal monologue for most of the time, just in case you guys didn't realize. It gets weird up in here, man. Alright. And that means we can equip a XL300. Oh man, look at that. Oh baby, I am liking this. I am liking the way you look, sir. I am liking it very much indeed. Alright. Who likes that shit? I know I like that shit. I like that shit a lot. That is a lot of DPS. Look at that. A lot of it is short range. Those SRM-2s and small lasers are going to be your primary weapons when you close. But those AC-5s, those are not to be forgotten about. Those are going to be hammering them the whole time. Those are goddamn heat-efficient weapons. I think that's pretty good. I think that's a pretty solid brawler. I'm putting a tier 3 though, because it's not an AC-40. I would take an AC-40 over that every time. But I would take that over fucking LRM-15s and AC-2s every time too. Alright, Jagermech, double D! What do we have here? UAC range, UAC cooldown. I know what I'm doing. Triple UACs, what's up? What? Alright, can I do a standard engine with this? Let's see if I can do a standard engine with this. Let's put an extra couple tons. I don't think I can do a standard engine with this, guys. No, I cannot. I can do a couple backup weapons. I'm not sure which ones I want to do. I don't want to do just... maybe I don't even want backup weapons. Let's see what it's like. Oh, it's fine. So maybe I do want to do backup weapons. 210, that's 1,000 damage potential easy. I'm going to put in a couple mediums. Alright, I like that. That's got some pretty solid DPS. Not to mention it's annoying as hell to fight against because it's just face getting pounded over and over. And then you get hit by the UX. Hey yo! Sorry, I don't know what came over me. Alright, and we'll save that. And go back to the tier list, put that shit in. I'm gonna call it tier 2. I'm gonna call it tier 2. That felt good. Alright, next up is the Firebrand. Now, wait, no, it's not. It's the S. What the hell are you talking about? Fucking GMan. Jagermechs S. Let's see what we can do with this. AC2 cooldown, AC5 cooldown. Alright, I think it's pretty clear what we're gonna do. This is an old school, well not old school, but this is like, this is from a year ago or so, maybe a little less, probably a little less. This thing was the DACA king for a brief period before AC2s got nerfed. But this, I think these perks are enough to bring it back up. We'll start with low ammo at first and we'll increase it as we move on. Alright, XL 255 again, I think. We have the same amount of ammo for both weapons. Interesting little coincidence. Oh, because we have friggin' 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tons of AC5 and 2 tons of AC2. Alright, well, I'm gonna swap that out for a ton of AC2. I'm gonna drop the leg armor a bit because, hey, you should be behind a hill almost the entire time you're playing one of these. So you shouldn't be having much of a problem with leg armor. Alright, I think that's gonna be it. I think that's pretty solid. I could drop... Did I say cooldown? I thought I was just talking, saying that it's AC5 and AC2. Whatever. I'm just gonna drop it like this. I could drop 2 tons, put Pharaoh on and make it go really fast, or put a standard engine in. No, I don't think I'd save enough weight. I'm gonna do it anyways. Oh, fuck, I can't. Damn it. Alright, I'll stick with the 255. I think that's enough ammo. That's 600 damage potential with the AC2s, 750 with the AC5s. Assuming you miss half your shots, it's still like 600 damage or so. Alright, I think that's pretty solid. And yeah, that's gonna be a very, very powerful DACA build with these perks. I think that'll be up there with the double D. They'll be pretty similar in playstyle. They'll be pretty similar in just about everything. Playstyle, DPS, Alpha Strike, like... The only difference is going to be like reliability versus heat, probably. The double D is going to jam, but the S is going to overheat. Alright, next up is the Firebrand. What do we have here? PPC heat generation. And energy, heat gen, cooldown, and ballistic velocity. Could do 2 AC5s, 2 PPCs. I've done it before. I've built it before. Huh. Could do an AC10. I'm gonna try out an AC10 2 PPCs, see what it looks like. But what I like about the arms is how high they're mounted, so you can do stuff like this and like still just be peeking a little bit over a wall. Now this has certain disadvantages from double Gauss, mainly the projectile speed and range, but it also has a better refire rate because you don't have the charge involved, and also because you get that PPC cooldown reduction. Also, it's lighter, I think. It's lighter, right? 7, 14. It's 12, I think. 26, 29. So without ammo, if the Gauss rifles are without ammo, this is still lighter.